I don't wear the clothes you wear. I'm just different and I don't care. It's kind of sad and it's a shame. Everyone wants to be the same. If you are listening here and now, I'm sure I can show you how. It's okay to be afraid. Don't you wanna be
Don't worry.
special?
I'm sitting down with Dewayne Beamon, the best fighter in North Carolina, the number 8 in the country. Just came off of his third win. He's now 3-0. How you feel?
First of all, man, I feel great. I'm honored to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm just excited. I'm excited to keep on moving along.
All right. Now, Dewayne, I got a chance to see your last fight. And, I'd have to say, man, it's the first time I've seen you go 6 rounds.
Yes.
You get rid of them pretty quick.
Yes.
What do you say to the people that say they were surprised that you went 6 rounds? That they feel like you were in a different position than you were in the other fights?
Oh, well, the guy was 2 weight classes higher. We knew that going in, so he's a bigger guy. But we didn't. I don't care about weight or nothing like that. So I know he'd be able to handle some of the power. But after that first 2 rounds, he was just in defense. He was fighting. He was fighting, but I heard him. I had him.
So do you feel like he was a better opponent than what you've been dealing with before?
I don't know, because the first 2 guys they had good records and all that, but they just got caught with something early. When he got caught, he sort of shelled up and so protecting himself. But hey, he was a tough guy. He fought hard and he had a lot of skill, man. So if I had to say he was better than the previous 2 fighters, then I would say yeah. I would say yeah.
Excellent. So at 3-0, I'm assuming you want to make a statement. I want to tell the world a lot about who you are, what you're trying to do.
Well, first of all, it's about I'll take this moment to say Team Beamon, just for y'all know.
And I'm sporting the shirt today. Y'all hadn't noticed.
In hip hop box, little promo for my guys, But no, on the real, I'm really about making a statement for North Carolina, period. And outside of North Carolina, we get no respect in boxing. If any real promoter or any real fighter from North Carolina, they can vouch for that too, that statement. We don't get no respect. And even now, when we even dealing with matching or promotion with shows, they'll say, hey, just stay away from Dewayne Beamon, but you can fight all the rest of them guys down that way. I don't like that. And
wow.
I feel like there's a lot of other North Carolina fighters that can fight in. But, at the end of the day, I still got to concentrate on what I'm trying to do, and I'm trying to make a statement for myself and where I'm from.
It sounds like you put a lot on your shoulders. It sounds like you're putting yourself in a position where you're going to put the whole team on your back and you're going to take off jogging.
Yeah.
Is that what I'm reading into this conversation?
Well, you could have said that, but not now. Before I was trying to have my hand out for this maybe this promotion team or this fighter and all that, but now at the end of the day, it's about my team and what I can save everybody, and I'm not a superhero. So no, I'm not trying to put too much burden on my back anymore. I did a lot, but I can only rep for me and North Carolina.
So since we're talking about just you in North Carolina, why are you so different? I don't understand. You just made a comment about other people trying to stay away from you if they do come to fight any of the North Carolina fighters. Well, why is it that you're so different?
I would say hard work. A lot of, take a shot at North Carolina fighters, but because every state have their section of fighters that don't put in that actual work. A lot of fighters want to be about it, but don't want to put the time in to do it. They just want to say they're a boxer, and I ain't in that field. I'm not in that field to show my muscles and all that stuff. I'm real. Who cares? What I'm saying? Having muscles and saying you're a fighter and getting your license, all that stuff, that don't mean that you're going to make it to the next level. And that's what my goal is, to make it to the next level. So I put that work in the gym. I put that work in the gym. And a lot of North Carolina fighters, or fighters period, we got so much fewer in North Carolina. So it's sort of like they can get targeted easier. You know, in other states, it's more boxing, so they can't get targeted as easy. But here, you know, you can see the lazy guys. You can see the guys that don't really put in that work. You can understand who you can see who they want to fight. They want to fight certain guys that ain't really boxers. They don't want to fight anybody with any amateur experience. They don't want to fight anybody with any pro wins. You know, that's that mentality of North Carolina fighters that I'm trying to change. And I'm not like that. I'm not like them. I'm not like y'all. That's how I feel.
Excellent statement. Excellent statement. So, I mean, speaking of the whole North Carolina culture and everything, I mean, it's interesting that you say, nobody's really putting in the work. Nobody's really taking a lot of these North Carolina fighters seriously. Mm-hmm. The fun thing about that is, before you, I didn't know anything about North Carolina boxing. Yeah. It virtually wasn't here for me. So it's interesting that you say that, and now that I see, what you're doing and what's going on now, I can definitely see where you're coming from.
Oh yeah, and to add on that, and to add on what you just said, like, there's people still come to me right now like, man, we didn't even know we had boxing in North Carolina.
Yeah, like I was saying.
Because there's guys that been doing it for a while, and that's not a shot at them at all. Please, it's not a shot at them. It's just the way they did it is not the way I'm gonna do it. I gotta say, I have a quote, and I need to get it copyrighted. But my quote is, I can't copy your success, but I don't have to repeat your failures. And I see a lot of guys.
Can we get that?
I need that copyright. Don't steal that. Y'all already taking easy work from me. Don't steal that. Don't take that from me.
Ooh, that sounds like a shot, Dewayne.
but really, that's what I mean. Like, I can't do it the way these guys did it. Because they did it at a scale that I don't want to be at. I want to be higher. I want to be more. So I had to do it differently.
Okay. So, speaking of copyright, speaking of being your own, your branding, who I am, what I'm going to say, what you know me for. Let's talk a little bit about what actually causes all this stuff that's going on with these other fighters. I mean, you said there's no hard work, and, you're not taking a shot at, North Carolina fighters, by any means, but you are pointing out that there are some opportunities in there, in their promotion or their management, and not to be funny, just recently I saw some stuff that you put up a while back, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm seeing it again in some other areas. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, I see what you're trying to get at, but now it's not. How can I say it? Y'all gonna love me or hate me either way. I really don't care. But there's ways of doing things, and there's ways of not doing things. If you're driven by money, or you're driven by the wrong goals, know your promotion team ain't gonna do right. Know your fighter not gonna do right. If you're driven by money, period, I don't think that's the route. Everybody look at Mayweather and say, oh yeah, that's the Mayweather lifestyle. But at the end of the day, Mayweather worked probably harder than every fighter that he fought. So it's close your mouth and be in the gym working out, and I think you'll get the status that you want. Don't hate on my status. Get the status that you want. You don't have to even be me. You don't have to be my status. I don't want to ask nobody to try to be like me. Because I want to be myself, and I want to be like Mayweather. I want to be like no other fighter. I want to be Dewayne Beamon. Team Beamon. Let me throw that in there. But that's how I feel.
Okay.
And like you said, there are opportunities that people just got to jump on the opportunities, and don't throw shade while you're doing that.
Okay. Something funny, man. I was just thinking about, like I said, I didn't know of any North Carolina boxers before I got a chance to see you fight, and I didn't know anything about the boxing culture until I actually got a chance to sit down and talk with you.
Yeah.
So here's something cool that I'm curious about. Now that people see you fight and they see that you're 3-0, and they saw you knock out 2 guys, and saw you go 6 rounds with this one guy, what do you say to the people that say you're losing your fire? That say now you're getting higher in the ranks, they're slowing you down. Are you still the same fighter? Are you still the same guy?
Man, I'm actually more driven. Like, every fight I get better. Even though this fight went the distance, I got better from my last fight and the fight previous from that. Like, I just constantly, and I did that all through the amateur days. Like, every fighter, every coach, every fighter, one thing they can say about me, they can say whatever they want about me, but one thing they can always say is, like, he get better. He get better every time, and That's what I'm driven by. So my performance this time, and I'm my hardest critic, man. Like everybody patting me on the back, giving me hugs, taking pictures with me, telling me, you know what I'm saying, great job, you did amazing and stuff. I want to get right back in the gym and like work on what I didn't do right.
So it's funny you say that. So when are you getting back in the gym?
Today.
Oh man, you hear this? He's a week from his previous fight,
Yeah.
and he's going back in the gym today.
Yes. I'm setting up now for a date in February. We actually have meetings today. To handle that, man. We ready. We ready to rock and roll. We ready to rock and roll.
Wow. So you say you have a fight coming up the first of the year. What's different, man? What makes a guy that's a fan that's seen Dewayne Beamon fight want to come and see him again? Why? Why would we do that?
Because you know I'm gonna get the best competition I can get, and I'm gonna get the guy that people don't want to fight. So just like my last guy, you know what I'm saying? You look at his record, whatever, but I'm telling you, like, he got robbed so many times in fights where he really won fights, and he was in somebody else's backyard and they just gave the decision. But then you got to watch that in boxing too. But that's how I feel. Like, it's like, you know, I'm gonna give you excitement in my fights. I'm gonna give you the best guy, and I'm gonna either win by knockout or I'm gonna win by knockout.
There's only one outlet. Right? Win by knockout.
Nah, but I'm gonna either win by knockout or win in domination. Like, I'm gonna dominate.
All right. So at this next venue, you know, how many people are you trying to bring in? I mean, I see from each show is getting larger and larger.
I'm be honest with you. The first show was the largest. We had over 700.
Okay.
In the first show. Second show was like 400 something. This last show was like almost about 500 something. So but we here in the capital again, and this is our biggest venue, and we actually trying to pack the place out. But right now we already sold tickets, and we don't have tickets to give, so that's a good thing. That's the first time for any of my shows before we even had tickets out.
People want to see you.
People want to see it, so I must have did something right that last.
Well, now that you're in Raleigh, man, I think you're in a good spot to attract a larger crowd that will actually be willing to come out and see true talent.
Yes. And it's about building my team right now. Right now I'm working hard.
Team Beamon.
Not just Team Beamon.
Okay.
Stop running promotions.
Okay.
building up that brand, building up that team, just making sure that I have the people in the right place.
Okay.
I want every show to be very successful. Every event, anything that has Stop Running or Dewayne Beamon associated with it, I want it to be the best it can be, and that's how I feel about. But at the end of the day, I'm a fighter, and I gotta remember that. So in these last 3 shows, I was doing everything. I was promoter, I was fighter, I was.
So
doctor. Yeah. I was a doctor at one point, for the last show, getting guys' medicals done. I was doing too much, so I'm excited about this show because all the stress is released. I got a stronger team. I got a better team, and I'm excited about that.
We're good. We're excited to see you.
Yes.
All right, man. Yes. Well, I want to tell you thank you. For all y'all, once again, Dewayne Beamon. You better remember the name, Dewayne Beamon.
Yes.
All right, and thank you, man, for coming out and talking with me.
And thank you. And I'm scheduled to be on TV again twice, so that'd be nice.
Get a chance to see
his
face again.
Right? See this smile. Everybody keeps talking about. Everybody say I smile too much on TV, so that'd be nice to be on TV again. So if you don't know who I am, please follow, and if you do know, keep spreading the word, because at the end of the day, I'm just following my dream, and I tell everybody to do the same. Follow your dream.
All right, that's a wrap.
Let me put something poetic into plain English. I'd rather die than to not be distinguished. The outsiders have no desires to be equal, when VIP stands for very insecure people.
I don't wear the clothes you wear. I'm just different and I don't